To the agenda on the home visit simulation. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to break the room up into the two groups that we have already sectioned off. Brother Snow Bay will be one of the facilitators,
Yes, sir.
and Brother Webb Bay will be the other facilitator. Let's look at roles. Facilitator will set up the exercise and also lead the debrief, because you'll notice that in each round we have about a 12-minute round, and then you have a 3-minute debrief.
Yes, sir.
So what it is, one person will be the homeowner or the neighbor, as it's identified in here, and one person will be the GO, or the grassroots organizer. The grassroots organizer will knock on the door, the neighbor will answer the door, and the grassroots organizer will make his pitch. And so the handouts we need, of course, is the simulation instructions and the neighbor descriptions. So let's look at the neighbor descriptions. And again, pardon us sisters, all the characters are men. Because I was like, okay, if I put women on here, brothers playing a women's role. So for Prince Jacobs, she could also be Princess Jacobs. All right. So let's look at, each of you will play the role of a neighbor in District 7 as described below. You're invited to really put yourself into the shoes of your character. Add details about what you do, what your day has been like so far, what you love or hate about your neighborhood and city. Interact with the GOs from this perspective during the home visit simulation. And feel free to do what people you know might do. Prince Jacobs, you are a professional new to District 7 this year. You're concerned about crime in the district. Next is James Andrews. You have taught school for 14 years. You've lived in District 7 all your life. Richard Ogunloye. You are an African immigrant. You're concerned about the high fees to import and export goods. Cordell Jenkins. You are a millennial self-described thug. You answer the door smoking a blunt. Juan Ramirez. You are a second-generation Mexican-American. You're concerned about anti-immigrant sentiment in Baltimore. Rayshawn Holloway, you are a college student. You have a lot of, quote, conscious opinions about the politics of the city. And finally, Victor Dean, you are a 30-something unemployed fast food worker. So at this point, we're gonna break out into our sessions. And the facilitators, if you will see that the session outline kind of describes the first step on the ladder of engagement. You spend a little time talking about the script, kind of deciding each group who's going to be what character, who's going to first be a grassroots organizer, and who's going to be a neighbor. So I would say that, we will have one being a neighbor, one being the grassroots organizer, and then we can switch.
Yes, sir.
So in your groups, kind of look at over the characters, and for the sisters, you know, design a female version of one of these characters as well. And you also can play the part of the GO, grassroots organizer, right? So at this time, we'll break out into our sessions and facilitators. It's under your charge, Brother Welfare. You've been drafted for this group.
What you ideally want to do is read the brochure as much as possible.
Right, to get familiar.
So you don't have to actually read it when you're there. But for now, of course.
Okay.
Also, too, it's presumed, I mean, this is an exercise, it's presumed that all the organizers have already been trained. in
Okay,
this training.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Praise the Lord.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Praise God.
Who's the neighbor?
I like that, brother. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who first neighbor? You first neighbor?
Oh, don't look at me. I'd rather observe.
I'll be Juan.
You be Juan? Go ahead,
All
man.
right.
Juan Ramirez.
Okay. All right.
Concerned about anti-immigrant sentiment.
Go ahead, brother.
Got these door knocked first. Okay.
You knock it.
Hello.
How you doing,
I'm
sir?
good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. My name is I am Melvin Blondes Bay. I'm here to tell you about what we're doing in the community. Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Juan.
Juan. Okay, Juan. Where are you from, brother?
I'm from Mexico.
Oh,
My
Mexico.
family from
¿Cómo
Mexico.
está?
Muy bien. ¿Cómo está? ¿Hablas español?
Poquito. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here to tell you about what we do. We are Operation Proclamation, and we educate organizers and advocates for the political.
1 second. The family come.
No problem at all. Oh, bring her out with you.
No, it's okay. She's there.
Okay. We educate organizers, advocate for the political disenfranchised in the urban centers, so city centers, such as we live in. Basically, we'll through a focused civic education, social responsibility, arts and culture, entertaining, Operation Proclamation will mobilize. So we'll get together with different people such as yourself, and what we'll do is we'll organize the millennial block vote and voters such as yourself to change the condition of our particular community.
So voting.
You're voting, yeah. So we need to vote in order to change the situation that we're looking at now.
Yeah.
You see that vacant house over
Yeah,
there? We really need to change that.
Okay.
And you and I together can do that along with Operation Proclamation. And basically, we're dedicated to eradicating all forms of social, economic, and political slavery. You know how the brothers are hanging out on the corner. And
Late at night.
Yeah, we want
Smoking, my daughters.
we want to get rid of that. We want to try to find and provide opportunities for them to, do better things and whatnot. Especially where through the ignorance or apathy of victims, it is self-imposed. So a lot of people don't understand that they can change their condition, but they have to take the steps to, do those particular things. Anytime a man or a woman, regardless of social station, refuses or fails to cast a ballot to the polls, so when we don't vote, it becomes an issue. Yeah, and we find things and we get what we see in our community. So as a result of this, we separate ourselves from the rights of American citizens, so we don't feel like we're citizens because we're not getting what we rightfully do.
Yeah.
Only because we don't act. And that's why we're here today, and this is what Operation Proclamation is all about. So for surely, this is one of the connecting mediums for a citizen to the government that is put up.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna put myself out there first. Come right behind me, brother. Be ready. I'm gonna knock on Cardell. I don't want to knock on Cardell's door. I'm gonna knock on Cardell's door.
Let me get in character. Gotta get in character.
Let me figure out what I'm gonna say to Cardell because I know he about to be something else.
Time is up, brother.
All right. It's my wife.
Elderly lady, and
Yo!
and basically that was we want
Yo, what up?
How you doing, man?
things of this nature, and it'll
Cardell.
Who you?
Name's Brother Webb Bay. I'm with Operation Proclamation.
Man, I want none of that religious stuff, man.
Look, and that's good because I'm not here to talk any religious stuff. So since what I'm here to talk about is the things that are going on in your community. I know that you are an important person inside your community, and we want to make sure that your community is the way that it should be, that it's safe for children, that it's safe for those people in the community.
Man, what you talking about, man?
Yeah, so what we're talking about is the ability to be able to go into the community and to be able to have the power in that community. Have the power necessary in that community where we can control the community and do what's best in that community.
Man, I said run this block.
Yeah, so and that's perfect. Because, so since your set does run this block, we want to be able to utilize people like yourself, Cardell. Hold on, don't blow it in my face, Cardell. We want to be able to utilize people like you, Cardell, to be able to get your set to do the things necessary. So
Change that baby pamper.
Yeah, make sure you change the pamper so we can get the community to do the things necessary so it can be a better place. Now, with that being said, this is what we're specifically talking about doing. in your community, you have this person who's the district person in the community. And if you all have the numbers in the community like you all do, we can put in office who we want to have in office via the voting block.
Oh, I'm voting, man. Them crackers ain't gonna do nothing for me.
I'm gonna tell you something that's interesting. We not even gonna worry about them right now. And I have documents right here where you can sign up so you can be registered to vote. It'll be easy just like that. And you immediately have power to be able to do the things necessary that you want in your community. Is there anything that you ever said, I want this in my neighborhood?
No, man. You know, no, we ain't got nothing for the kids to do around here, man.
That's what I'm talking about. So maybe like a playground, something of that sort that kids could have, right? Like a park. Cool. So
You talking.
what we want to do is we want to be able to put people inside the political office who say we're going to put a park in that community. This is what we want in this community. We want this park, and you all can make that happen.
Hey, you really think them folks gonna do something for us, man?
We don't have to worry about them. You're gonna do something for us. And when you have all your set together, and we get them ready, we're gonna go to the polls, and we're gonna make sure we get the people in there that's gonna do something so that we can do what we gotta do for our community.
I might call Ray and Pookie, man.
Yeah, let Ray and Pookie come on over. So I'm gonna give you this document. I'm gonna let you know what this is all about. All right, great, beautiful. Right there was great.
We're at the midway point. Let's change roles. Next group, next person, next simulation come up for this next 6 minutes.
So I just stepped out there. My wife took all my notes and everything that I possibly had. Just threw me out there. So thoughts. What were y'all's thoughts about that? What could I have done differently? What did I do?
I personally think when he said he don't want to vote for the crackers,
Yeah.
that should have been understood to him.
Yes.
So he can have an understanding that it's not about the
Right.
crackers, so to speak.
Good.
So he can understand that because he didn't get the understanding.
Right,
Get
right,
his
right.
signature. He's still standing like, you want my vote, but I don't want to vote for the cracker.
Okay.
So what do I tell them?
Okay. Good. All right. That's good. So I should have said that it's not about them or something of that.
Something to make him understand.
Like, you know,
that's not
even say
our
something.
focal point. That's not what we worried about, or something to secure him
touched on it a
with his
little bit.
signature.
Yeah.
Oh, you
He
did?
said we're not even gonna worry about them. But
But that was
you could have went further. You could have been like, well, it doesn't have to be, you know, a cracker. We can put somebody in the office that look like you, or
Right,
we can put somebody in the
right.
office. You know, you tell them something like that. We can put somebody in the
well,
office that
just
look
for
like
somebody
you.
who smokes a blunt at the door. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For that person.
Or tell them, you know, we can. I mean, after you tell them we can put somebody in the office that look like you, but they might not want to do what you need done. We're gonna put somebody in the office that represents your interests.
Exactly.
You know,
The mere fact
segue
also
into it.
that, you know, that mindset and that way of thinking is how we was raised to think that
Right.
voting is not important
Right.
because they're not going to do nothing for me.
Right.
I was raised that way.
Yeah.
I brought my kids up that way.
Right.
Like, you know, we don't need to be a part of that because whatever they do, you know, is not in our interest anyways. It's a whole lot of, you know, smoke screen that they put forth to get your vote. And once they get your vote, they have their own agenda.
Right.
Not having the knowledge that our agenda is what gets the vote and what moves them.
Right.
So this right here and coming together and, you know, politicizing, you know, our agenda, that needs to be understood because I know I was raised that way, and I even took my children to, you know, the protests we did for core development in Syracuse, and that was just when I showed my daughter the results of that. She was even more touched.
Can you tell everybody the results of that?
That the CEOs were right. The CEOs, you know, were highly investigated. Attention was brought to that. You can
They were
explain better.
arrested. They were brought up on they were brought up on federal charges, core development, and they were bribed. They were yes.
Here's the thing, though. Everything that you're saying is absolutely correct, but we got to be able to break that down to the level of a thug. I was Cardell. I was a thug. So you got to be able to speak the language to break that down to me.
So look at what about this? We just had this going with this mayoral election that occurred in Philadelphia. We have a family member who was a friend of the Moorish Science Temple of America, who was running for city council. However, she has to work with other political leaders. You know, so there was Asiatic brothers that were qualified that some of us wanted to vote for mayor. However, they were not connected to her political views and one of her partners. So we all supported the European brother Jim Kenney, who was running for mayor, because of the connection that we have to her.
Absolutely.
Because it assists with influencing the political.
Yes.
So you have to.
That's
So
very
sometimes
smart.
you have to break it down like that to show, like, hey, you have to have a thorough understanding of what political leaders are doing something for your people, to be able to explain to them, like, okay, well, you might not want to vote for this person because of the way they look. However, they're going to help this person who does look like you, who's trying to do as much as possible for you. So just showing them how the political process and the political atmosphere works.
So really, I'm sorry, just really quickly. The thing that's good about what's happening right now is the first thing you did was you said what I could have done better, and I need everybody to feel comfortable doing that.
Yes.
It's not gonna get any better if it's just, oh, that was really nice, brother. You spoke real nice. Nah, that's what we need right there. This is what can be done better. This is how you can do it better. And all of this. I don't want people to get overwhelmed about the specifics in the sense of, I don't know the political candidates. I don't know what specific things I'm going to say. Don't get overwhelmed with that right now. We just want to make sure that when you go to someone's door, that you had the wherewithal to be able to speak to them. The specifics, that will come when you study what's happening in your local areas. Right? We don't know that right now. But what Brother McCoy just said that is important is, how am I going to connect with this brother that just came in? What is going to be the connector? How do I continue this conversation? Because Cardell might be like, man, I ain't got time for this nonsense, and shut the door on me. And I have to be fine with that if he shuts the door on me, right? And I have to move and keep moving. But how do I connect with the person that's in front of me is the thing that we want to focus on. You might not know specifics.
I liked and appreciated the way that it wasn't any judgments on whatever Cardell was putting forth. You know, even when mentioning his crew and how they run the block or whatever, using that as a positive, like, oh, well, that's good. That's what y'all doing. Well, y'all exactly who I need. You know, so
you have that influence.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, let's do the next character.
Yeah, let's jump right into
Keep it going.
We can philosophize all day. We like doing it. We like hearing ourselves. But now let's do the actual work. You ready, brother?
Probably good to keep some voter registration forms handy.
Let's go.
You also want to ask probing questions. To register to vote, do they go to council meetings? Do they know who their councilman is for their, for their district? You want to kind of gauge where they're at. Because you want them to need their signature.
Yes, sir.
That's your goal. You want them to sign the petition. So you always want to keep that in mind. Always want to drop that. Always want to say their name a few times. Probably the most important thing, when they open the door, ask them how they doing. That's right. Which, you both did pretty good. You ask them how they doing, you greeting them, and then you want to get to your points. Real quick, one of the easiest things to do, instead of reading the whole thing, even if you don't remember it, is read the first couple few sentences for each part. So who we are, what we do, you can answer that in a couple sentences. You can jump right to what we stand for and just read it right off. Proclamation, this is pertinent about life. You don't always have to do the whole thing, but just the important points.
Can I add something to brother? Everything you said is powerful. One of the things that can help you really streamline it with the individuals door to door is, like as you put it, ask certain questions, ask key questions. You have to find, for especially our people who've been so politically disenfranchised, you have to make it personal. It's like, when it comes down to it, nothing more personal than to our people than I owe you money, or so-and-so took your money. That's about as personal as you can get. That's how you get people, especially our people, vested, right? So when you break it down that way, like, find their personal interests. Find their personal interests. Like, for instance, the unemployed fast food worker. What's he want?
A job.
Period. You see what I'm saying? So once you find out that, wait a minute. So now I explain something. I put him up on the game. You're looking for work. But how are people usually accustomed to doing that type of thing? Hat in hand, can I get a job? And fill out an application. How about the recent development in the county? Islam, brother man. How about the recent development in the county, right? That's developing in the city and taking tax dollars because they're getting tax breaks without providing jobs to city members to put back into the tax rolls for the city. Those are jobs that the developer owes you. They taking your money. You know what we need from you, brother, to help that? We need your signature on this piece of paper. But they ain't gonna cost you. So, you see what I'm saying? Just like that. Just like that. You make it personal for them.
Okay.
You know? And nothing's more personal. Government is management. What does it manage? The public pot of money.
Yeah, that's right.
That's your money. I don't care if you ain't never worked a day in your life, and all you do is you're a conduit for social services, so you can pay rent and they can pay. You know, you're still paying tax. You're still paying into the tax base, which means that's your money. We have to learn to seek a return on our investment.
Okay.
We can't continue to put our money on the counter and walk away without the milk.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So Islam.
This
Indeed. So you add something to your statement now. One thing that you have to do is you have to be natural. You know, you have to consider what you would want to hear for yourself when you're going to other people. Now, for example, in our breakout session that we just did, she expressed a concern over social media and the young people killing each other. So the first thing we should have went to was the gun violence. You know, gun law. You know, what we can do to get new laws passed to work on the gun violence. You know, so you got to hit trigger words.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about trigger words. What that person's saying. You know, they can say a whole statement, but that one trigger word is the one thing that you need to focus on.
to bring them back to our platform, back to the major issues that we're pushing. And I feel exactly what you're saying, brother, because I'm not a salesman, but if I believe in the mission,
Right, sir.
I can sell it.
I just particularly had a conversation with a few friends on my way home from an event.
Yes,
And they were trying to make me vote. You need to vote, you need to vote. And I pitched, you know, I'm a Moorish American, I'm not voting, they don't have anything for us. You know, and I broke that down to them. However, I really didn't have no real answers. So you guys just brought this to us the way you did in this format. It gives us answers. When someone tells you, you should vote for Hillary, I know what to say now, because you gave me the blueprint, basically. And I appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you. And that's one of the criticism of the Black Lives Matter movement. Because civil disobedience is a tactic of citizens.
Right.
But now that you've been disobedient and you've gotten their ear, you have to have a plan, a platform.
that's right.
Even Hillary say, what's your platform?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do y'all want? You know, and they could not tell them. Now they've heard that criticism and they are making moves to create more of a political platform now,
Yes,
right? To their credit. And they also have made strategic alliances. Strategic alliances is a big facet of what we do, because again, our numbers are such that we have to make strategic alliances.
That's
right. Yes, sir.
And in order to do that, we can't be too hardy, too judgmental.
That's right.
We have to be open to allow people to be.
Yes.
And we expect the same thing from them, allow us to be.
Yes, sir.
And then we come together on our common issues. Yes, sir, brother.
Islam, right? Praise Allah to prophet each and every one of you. I recognize the importance of knowing the different personality types. So I thought that was real interesting because I identify with Juan.
All right.
Because I deal with a lot of Spanish-speaking people who speak Spanish pretty much as their first language. And so then when we did the role reversal, and Brother Valance Bay was Prince Jacobs, the businessman. And so, you know, he was in a rush. He was like, well, you need to tell me what you want because I got to go. and it kept throwing me off. I was like, wow, all right. So it was good to look at different personality types. And the one thing that I would like to get my input on, if you will, is there could be like special, if we could think about having specialized, like, okay, brother Bay or Sister Ill she's good with speaking to the Prince Jacobs of the whole District 7. Right?
Yes, sir.
Then we got Sister Bay and Brother Ill. They gonna go down and speak to Juan. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Strategic planning.
Very good. Strategic, because it was something I was in the training last week, and the trainer said, first you gotta look at who you have and then what you need to target, as opposed to looking at what you wanna target, then looking at who you have.
Right.
Looking at the person's strengths and then sending them, send what.
That's right.
Praise the Lord.
Yes, sir, Brother Webback.
Islam is giving praise to Allah and honor to his prophet. So to that point, the thing that we gotta take examples from other people. Everyone in here, who has had a Jehovah's Witness knock on their door before? Boom. So right, and when they knocked on your door, how many times was it one person? Never. So I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so I know the game. On Saturday, before you go out to field service, they meet and say, these three, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go there, and then I was a cute little boy, so I a lot of places, right? Because they had a strategy on how they wanted to get the people, and they knew someone was gonna shut the door in their face sometimes. We were fine with that. We was, all right, they shut the door in my face. Next house. Right. And like that's the sort of mentality we have to have. It can't just be one person. One, that's also not safe. Right. So we have to be honest, and we have to take more than one person, probably three. And when you see that person come to the door, I know she's got it because I know she can talk better than I can. And some of us may not want to go to doors, right? But that's something that if we take multiple people and we think about that, right? Like who is good for this? What is it that we're trying to get? It'll be beneficial.
Great feedback. Brother Snowback.
Islam. You know, praise to Allah, honor to his prophets. One thing we want to keep in mind, like for the brother that's a businessman, pull out your cheat when he say you only got a couple minutes. Anticipate yourself. You want to join the political party, then let him ask you questions.
Smart.
But when you get people like that that's in a rush, just pull out your stuff and say, well, if you're in a rush, then hurry up and let's fill this out.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mose. I appreciate everyone being totally invested in the exercise. Everyone was engaged. I appreciate you bringing the right spirit and mind to that particular exercise, and hopefully it was beneficial. So at this point, we're going to break for about 10 minutes. Just a short 10 minutes. Maybe go use the restroom or just some water, and we'll come back in 10 minutes and resume with our agenda.